Hi, Gemini. Sorry, I got to get all situated before I get started. Welcome to your 2019 forecast. So, the way that I do this is I have all the major arcanas from one deck, and we will pull an overlying theme for each month. Then, and we're going to do January through June. And if you would like to get the extended, check the description box below. You can either get it on Vimeo or you can go to my website and have a YouTube link sent to you. That's usually how I do extended. I did not offer this last year, so getting the July through the December extended is pretty cool if you weren't able to get a 2019 personal forecast from me. This is a pretty decent way to be able to do it because the energy that I read are for the people that order the video and watch the video. So there you go. Could very well be an extremely personal reading for you. All right. Gemini 2019. I hope everybody's having a good 2019 so far. It's been really busy and really fun for me so far, so I'm excited. Yes, there are going to be some pretty heavy energies that happened in 2019, but we got this. We can all do it. We're good. We're good. Let's see. January, strength. February is the Chariot. Moving right along. March is death. April is the devil or the shadow side in this deck. May is the high priestess, and June is the Hierophant. We'll pick, and at the end of this video, I'll do the next 6 months so you guys can kind of see what's coming in the extended. So, pretty cool. I kind of feel like at the beginning of the year, it seems like the first 6 months, it seems like you guys are getting acclimated to what's going on in Jupiter, which is just opposite you. So it's in your 7th house, right? Jupiter being in your 7th house of relationships and how you kind of connect with people on a very deep level. So I feel like there's a lot of inner strength that's being called for because you're going through a transitional period and it seems extremely karmic. So let's get into it. Let's see what's going on month to month. Okay, January, we have strength. Yeah, there's this inner strength that you're being, it's like, I feel like you are being called to pull away from that which you thought was going to happen, or that, like, okay. I'm getting all sorts of messages right now, so just give me a second. So I have the 6 of Swords and I have the 10 of Pentacles. I feel like what's happening here is, so the 6 of Swords is coming to a mental balance and clarity, and the 10 of Pentacles for me, yes, it talks about home and family and stability and all of that, but for me, sometimes the 10 of Pentacles is like a big old facade, right? This is the way you wanted it to look, or you think that it has to look a certain way, but, or maybe even like on the outside of your life, everything looks really pretty and everything looks really dandy and everything's going really great. But on the inside, it's a big old mess. So you're being called to pull some inner strength, right? And I think with the 6 of Swords, your thought process is moving away from expectations, moving away from what you think things are supposed to look like or the way you think things are supposed to go, and allowing yourself to kind of end some karmic cycles, end some battles that you've probably had with yourself. And yeah, definitely some karmic balancing is happening here. So the Wheel of Fortune, this is very Jupiterian energy, the Wheel of Fortune is, and Justice. So when it comes to this, I feel like I need to remind everybody that you can shift the energy at any time, in any given situation. It's the way that you're thinking about it. It's the way that you're expecting things to happen. It's the way that you are allowing certain energies to affect you. And once you get a karmic balance in your life, which I feel like is this Strength card saying, all right, it's time to really like pull on this strength so you can come to this karmic retribution, this karmic balance, get your payday. Basically, whatever that is. Maybe it's in work, maybe it's in a relationship, maybe it's family, maybe it's friends. I don't care where it is in your life, but I feel like there's this kind of karmic retribution balancing that's taking place in January for you. Yes. See, you're moving away from that which no longer was serving you, because the Tower is saying you have to go back, like course correction. I'm taking you back onto course correction. Hold on a second. I did not even realize that the sound was so loud. Hopefully it wasn't like reverbing in your ear. My bad. If you're listening to earphones and it was like bzzz, sorry. So the Tower on the Six of Swords. Let it fall. Because the Tower is actually bringing you into a much calmer place. Whatever it is that's just not working. Whatever it is that's really unbalanced in your life. Whatever it is that looked really, really pretty on the outside, but it's a big old mess, jumbled mess on the inside. 2019 is not going to allow you to be anything but who you truly are supposed to be. Not what you want to be, but what you're supposed to be. And sometimes what we want to be and what we're supposed to be is true, is like the right thing, but sometimes it's like, oh, well, I thought that this was for me, but it's not really for me. So the Eight of Cups on the Ten of Pentacles, walking away from certain situations that, you know, you really wanted it to look like a certain type of Ten of Pentacles to you, but now you're recognizing that was not the deal. Like, that's not what I thought it was going to be. So let's see what the Wheel of Fortune is. And once you walk away from that in January, and it may take you a couple of months to do it. It looks like it might take you a couple of months to do it. I feel like that's when the energy shifts. Something changes. But you're making it happen. This Tower energy, see what I mean? Here's the Chariot, and we have the Chariot as the overall energy in February. So this is leading us right into February energy. Like I said, it might take a couple of months for this to actually happen, but I feel like the energy shifting that's happening here is because you finally released whatever it was that was broken, that was not on stable ground. Maybe it was once on stable ground and it was serving you at one point, and then it just stopped. And there we go. 2 karmic cards at once. This is all about leaving all that negative energy behind you and trying to balance things out in a much more karmic way. I feel like there's a lot of Geminis that are recognizing that the people in their lives are not the people they're supposed to be around, or there was a lot of negative energy coming out of any kind of relationship, whether it was romantic or whatever, right? I feel like there are Geminis that are recognizing, and it could be family, it could be friends, it could be anything. And they're like, oh, that's what it means when they're no longer serving me. When I'm constantly feeling drugged down by their energy. When somebody is sucking the life out of you and making you feel like crap all the time, I don't care what kind of connection that is. It's not okay. So walk on, right? Keep going, keep moving forward. The Chariot energy, you could be actually traveling. You could be moving. You could be making plans to travel. But I feel like with the Chariot, more than anything, is after the Tower, we got back on course. So you came back to an understanding of what direction you're supposed to be going in. And now you can kind of take a big sigh of relief and be like, okay, I get it now. I see where I was holding on to certain situations in my life. And now, oh, look at that. So we have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. Queen of Cups, King of Cups. You could be dealing with a Cancer person, but there's this bond between you and another person, and it's a very emotional bond, very deep. Doesn't have to be a water sign. They could have a lot of water in their chart. But this feels like it's like that destined connection that you know that you're supposed to have. And the thing is after everything that you went through in 2018, if this is a new person that's showing up in your life, it's really, really making you anxious. 9 of Swords. And it could be because it's happening really, really fast with the 8 of Wands. If this is a new person, if this is a new water sign or somebody with heavy water in their chart, or somebody who's just really intuitive and caring and open, but you're vibing on the same level, And I think it's freaking you out a little bit because it's kind of happening pretty quickly. So let's see. And it could be somebody from the past too, but it's really after a time of you finding balance in your life that this happens. So you have to remember, and I preach this all the time, you have to remember that once you find that balance within you, that's when things start happening really, really fast. So you have to remember your lessons and not go backwards and be like, and forget about everything that you learned before and start getting insecure again, or start like, sabotaging, right? Virgos and Geminis are really good about sabotaging relationships. Really, really good. And this looks good. It looks solid. It looks steady. The Four of Wands, it looks like something that could produce a marriage. It looks like something, I mean, this is a pretty strong bond when the same suit of King and Queen come out. That's a pretty strong bond. So you could actually, again, be moving closer to this person or traveling to see them. But it feels like something, oh, there you are. Yeah, see? King of Swords on the King of Cups. It's like you want to really be logical about this, and that's why you're in the Knight of Swords, but you're all up in your feels in February. And Valentine's Day is February. That makes sense. I get it. I get that. But you're trying to be logical, but you're being really emotional. And what I want to say, especially with the Chariot as the overall energy, is to just go with your feelings. Don't try and overthink it, because you're going to. You're going to. Is it that you're not sure that you can offer much to them? You don't feel like you can offer much to them? The Page of Pentacles on the Nine of Swords, that could be it. You could be worried about the stability of it because of the material world, or the way that you guys are, the way that you guys are settled into the material world. You could be worried, like, maybe I don't have enough to offer. And you want to be able to give this person everything, but you're like, I don't know if I have enough to offer them. I don't know. So let's see. 8 of Wands. Ace of Wands. See, this is an opportunity for you. I don't want you to freak out about the fast pace. I feel like you're going to. And it could be like, you could be freaking out like you're moving in together really fast, or, something here is happening really fast. But the Ace of Wands is a gift from the universe, and we don't have to accept the gift from the universe, but I always highly recommend doing that, because they don't come along very often, and yes, we have free will. We don't have to accept it, but they don't come along very often. And so if you really want to be able to move forward and get going with the stuff that you need to do in your life, open your eyes, accept the gift. The Chariot is moving you forward. And I think you're freaking out about the pace, actually. I really do. Because you're like, everything was happening so slowly. And now everything is picking up again. And you're like, oh, crap. Am I ready? Like, this Page of Pentacles is making me feel like you saying, am I ready for this? I don't know. Kind of emotional. I don't know if I'm ready. So then we have the Death card for March. So big transitions are transitions. Yes, thank you. Are happening. Big transitions are happening for you guys this year. And I think that you're kind of, whoa, that was a lot that fell out. I'm not taking all of those because that was a lot. There's an interesting little story that fell out though. I feel like you're going to be, I feel like I need to tell you to let things happen in the flow they're supposed to happen, because yes, you are getting new beginnings. This is a very karmic time for you with the Devil. And then we have the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords kind of charges in on things without thinking sometimes. So I think that that's where you guys kind of are. But you're coming into a self-mastery, which is so cool. And that's where this transformation is happening. That's where this transition is happening. The Death card is all about evolution. It's about us rising from the ashes, the phoenix rising from the ashes, right? So then we have the Lovers. There's a lot of major arcanas happening for you in March. So this is like a really big time for you, huge time for you. The Lovers and the Empress are the last two cards that came out. And I feel like it's like this thing where you were freaking out about it in February, and now in March you're ready to go. It's like the transformation happened, the transition happened. I'm ready to go. I'm letting go of all the things that have died. Let's take risks. Let's take this. I don't even want to tell you to watch your step. I kind of want to tell you to go for it. I want you to just get moving and get going, because I don't think, oh, that's why. So the Seven of Swords on the Fool, there's something that you feel like you're having to leave behind, and it's making you feel guilty. There's something that you have to stop doing, or you have to like remove yourself emotionally from, with the Seven of Swords. And I think it's making you feel guilty. And it's like you want to have this, and that I was like, why is the Devil here? That's why. Because I feel like you're obsessing about it. And I feel like there's this, and you could be dealing with a Capricorn. Yes, very much so. But if you like were originally in a situation where you had a relationship or something like that, and you had to release it, I feel like there's some residual feelings of, damn, should I maybe have like rethought that whole thing before I jumped into it? I think you might be having some, because the Four of Wands on the Devil, it's so interesting because we have the Lovers in this spread. And then if you look at the Devil card, the Lovers are chained there. So if you're like, you're feeling guilty about leaving one situation and moving into another situation that looks really, really good and really, really promising and really, really open, but it's kind of scary. So, and it's a good transition. I like the transformation that's happening here. There could be some chaos involved with the Knight of Swords. So remember to take things step by step. With the Eight of Pentacles, remember to take things step by step. Remember to allow yourself time to process things. The Eight of Pentacles is the Sun in Virgo. So when the chaos is happening, when you really want to charge into a situation or charge into something, kind of like take a step back and process and evaluate what's going on. Because all of this that's going on, the guilty feelings, the karmic feelings of, am I moving in the right direction? Am I transitioning in the right way? All of these things that are happening to you are bringing you into a place of creativity and abundance. And look, there's the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Standing pretty proud there. That would be you. Queen, king, doesn't matter. It's all general. But you're coming into your own big time. And I feel like there was a situation that you had to deal with in 2018 that kind of forced you into that process of, who am I really? And as you grew and expanded, now it seems like when we grow and expand and our vibration shifts and it changes, the people that aren't serving us and the places that aren't serving us, they just naturally fall off. They naturally release as we evolve. And sometimes it's really hard to do that because we're super close to these people. Like as I was going through my spiritual awakening and changing into the whole tarot reading and astrology and the healing techniques and all that, I like literally lost friendships after friendships after friendships, but I always gained new friendships as I went along. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening. There are things in your life that are starting to fall to the wayside because you're going through this transformational process, and it's not going to be easy. And I do feel like there's going to be some conflict surrounding it, and you might even be conflicted inside, and you could be conflicted about a Taurus or a Libra or a Capricorn, or even an Aries. But more than anything, for me, this is you just having to process all of the emotions of becoming the Empress and really coming into your own and recognizing the people that you want to bring with you. And there's some residual guilt about this new beginning, this new feeling, this new amazing adventure that you want to go on. And I think with the shadow side, so we have the Devil again, which is Capricorn. But I feel like what's happening with this shadow side energy is you're being forced to look at the parts of you that are no longer serving you you're really, and I want to use the word growing up, but not in like a condescending way. You're growing up in a way that you're evolving in a much more spiritual existence that you were in before. Even if you're a spirit, like a super spiritual person now, I feel like you're leveling up. That's what 2019, the beginning of 2019 feels like for me. You're leveling up in ways and you're recognizing where you were wrong. And you're admitting to yourself the shadow side, the devil energy. It's like, oh, I get it. I was wrong there. That's where I was wrong. And there's the Six of Swords again and the Sun. It's becoming very clear. And I feel like where you're supposed to be in this world, even in your environment, I feel like that's becoming very clear to you. Seems pretty clear. You could be dealing with an earth sign, could be dealing with a Capricorn. We have the Queen of Pentacles. The Sun is all about clarity. You could be moving towards a Queen of Pentacles, or you could be moving away from a Queen of Pentacles. We'll find out. But I feel like you're having to be super honest with yourself. And it's because you can see the direction that you're going in is like faded. You know, the Chariot is always that like faded direction that you're going in. It's about victory. It's about knowing that you're on the right track, right? And sometimes we have to leave people behind in order to get straight, to get on the right track. And we have to go through tower moments like you did in January to get on the right track. So Six of Swords. Yeah, I think that you're moving away from the feeling of lack mentality. This might have been part of your shadow side. You're recognizing like, where was I really beating myself up, or where was I allowing other people's opinions about me to make me beat myself up? And I think that that's really good forward progress and movement that's going on there. Because I don't feel like you want, obviously you don't want to stay in a sense of lack. Five of Pentacles is that sense of lack, or not having enough, or not being in the right position, or, you know, whatever. But the Wheel of Fortune, ooh, look at that. So we have the Tower again for April and the Wheel of Fortune. It's good. I feel like these are epiphanies. Like these are aha moments that are happening to you. The Wheel of Fortune and the Tower feels very much like an aha moment that's happening to you, because we also have the Sun. And it's like you no longer want to go backwards. You want to keep moving forwards. And it could have to do with a Capricorn. The Queen of Pentacles is cardinal energy. Could also be a Virgo and a Taurus. So Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. And this transformation is helping you. And this could actually just be, like, it doesn't even have to be romantic. This could be a friend, like somebody who's just a friend of yours, or somebody who's you're really, really close to. This kind of being like, listen, Gemini, maybe it's me. Maybe in April, you'll do your April reading and be like, oh man, epiphany, damn. I'm just teasing you guys. But this could be somebody who's just like, you know, has been there for you through the whole process of your transformation, and where you're recognizing where you were wrong, and where you're recognizing where you need to become the Empress and no longer be in a sense of lack, or allow other people to make you feel like that. The transformation is real, Gemini. This year is all about living your most authentic and best life, and not allowing other people to take that away from you. I don't care who it is. Again, I will say it a million times. I don't care who it is in your life who is putting on a really good face, but makes you feel like crap or treats you poorly. I don't care if it's a family member. I don't care if it's your twin flame. I don't care if it's your brother. I don't care if it's your sister, your best friend in 20 years. I don't care. If they are not resonating with you, and I do feel like there is somebody that does resonate with you, and they're like, let's do this together. You're on the right track. You're moving. It could be that there's something that's ending with an earth sign too. Very well could be. But the Chariot is pushing you forward pretty rapidly, which I really like. Oh shit. And here we go again. I feel like there's this sense of having to leave things behind, Seven of Wands and Five of Cups, and you feeling really bad about it. And I feel like this is where you can trip yourself up this year, is if you keep feeling guilty about leaving people behind that treated you like crap anyways, that were not there for you, that weren't, if you're blocking the Chariot's energy from moving forward because you're not ending situations that need to be ended, and you are scared to leave people behind, not scared, but you feel guilty to leave people behind in your life or let go of certain things that made you feel like the Five of Cups, right? Because I feel like what's happening is you're still kind of holding on to grudges, past guilt, maybe even people that just make you feel like shit. I feel like you're still holding on to that. And the Chariot's like, listen, stop blocking your abundance in April. Stop blocking your abundance. And that might be that shadow side that you're really having to look at. Where am I blocking my abundance? Where am I allowing, right? And then we have the High Priestess in May. So let's see. Oh, this is all about trusting your intuition. This is about living your best life and not necessarily being like, hey, everybody, I'm living my best life. The High Priestess knows everything. She sees everything. She feels everything, but she doesn't say everything. And I kind of want to say that the whole getting honest with yourself could be that there are secrets being kept from you from an earth sign. But we have the Nine of Swords, the King of Pentacles, there's that earth energy again, and the Moon. I actually don't feel like it's secrets. I feel like you're not opening up. I feel like you're kind of shut down, and it could be because of an earth sign or somebody that's just really stable in your life, a stable figure in your life. It doesn't have to be an earth sign. But I feel like you're not even opening up to anybody. Yeah, you're being kind of stoic. King of Swords. Very, very fixed energy here, and you are not fixed at all. And I feel like you're just like standing your ground, and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to sit in my misery, and I don't even want to deal. And I think it's probably because April was a pretty tough month where you're realizing that you're having to let go of so much stuff that's not serving you. Don't self-medicate when you're in the Nine of Swords. Please, 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 whatever you do, don't drink too much. I mean, if you got to go out and have some fun with some friends, that's fine. But like, don't eat too much, don't drink too much. And if you're not that person that sometimes people like work out 9 hours a day, or I mean, that might be exaggerating a little bit. Whatever it is that you do to escape reality, this is the Nine of Cups can be a very big escapism technique, especially coupled with the Nine of Swords. May looks like it's a really big month for you to tend to want to do that. So try not to do that. If you're being given an opportunity from an earth sign, whoa, yowza. I feel like I'm not taking all of those. I know people hate it when I do that, but there were like 10 cards there. Just gets too confusing. If they want to come out again, they will. So if there's an earth sign offering you an opportunity, I feel like it has to do with your stability or abundance in some way. We have the Ace of Pentacles on the Moon. I think that I really want you to take a good hard look at this. It doesn't feel like a bad opportunity. It feels like something that could be really good for you to find your stability, find your abundance. But I think that right now you're in kind of a state of mind where jumping at an opportunity may be like, I don't feel like you're in the right state of mind to do it. I feel like this could be a very good planning time, but I don't want you to start something in May that you like. I want you to be very discerning. I want you to be, yes, I want you to make sure that you've got really good, healthy boundaries, because I do see that really good stuff is coming in, but for some reason you're awfully quiet in May. This is, coming into your birthday, right? The end of May, beginning of June, coming into your birthday. And I think that you're going to have a lot of people like wanting to offer you things or coming at you. So just be super discerning. Have healthy boundaries. The Seven of Wands is kind of sticking up for yourself, fighting the good fight, having healthy boundaries. Don't put up walls. Boundaries are nice, but don't put up walls. Sorry, something's going on with my eye. It's very strange. All of a sudden. It's the same eye that I always have issues with, though. And so you could be dealing with a Taurus, the Hierophant, for June. This also talks about the institution. It talks about higher learning. It talks about prosperity. It talks about subscribing to certain belief systems. And I kind of feel like you've fought the good fight. You've persevered through the first half of the month. You might feel a little battered and bruised in June, to be honest. But the Nine of Wands for me is overcoming all of that. Because it's almost like you're standing up for what you believe in. I feel like that's what the Hierophant is. You're standing up for what you believe in. And you're making really, really smart moves by June. Because, yes, thank you. I just got goosebumps. The Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Wands. I think you've learned your lessons, Gemini. Welcome to being an adult. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. I mean, welcome to learning lessons and moving into 2019 in a really, really good fashion. This is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. The path that you're taking and the road that you're on right now of growth and self-love and supporting yourself and not letting other people take your power away from you. Yes, there are probably some things that you're going to have to move away from. Six of Swords again. And I think that that's probably your biggest caveat of the beginning of 2019 is is like not going to that guilty place of having to leave things behind that aren't resonating with you anymore. Let's see what the Nine of Swords is. Because it feels like you've like fought the good fight, you know, and you are coming up roses is the way I want to say it. The Sun card with the Nine of Wands. I feel like there's this victorious energy shift, this moment where you're really standing firm within your beliefs and you're not letting other people tell you or bother you, you know. Try not to get too pompous about it. And I'm not throwing shade at you guys at all, but the Devil came out on the Six of Wands and I was like, oh man. If you're still kind of fighting that inner battle with the Wheel of Fortune, if you're still kind of fighting that inner battle, try and figure out what it is that you keep on hitting your head up against a wall with. Try and figure out what it is that you're fighting. Don't let your ego get involved. Don't be like, ha ha, I did it. I mean, you can feel that way all you want to and boast yourself and be really, really proud of yourself, of everything that you've done and everything you've accomplished. But don't rub it in people's faces. I kind of feel like this might be a big ego moment for you guys. And that's fine to, because you've been through it, you know, honestly, your first half of the year isn't as bad as some people's first half of the year. So, make sure you're staying humble. Stay humbled. Please, Gemini. I love you guys so much. You're fantastic people. Yes, stay humbled because you are, man, creative, new beginnings. The Empress energy is all about just rising to the occasion and really, really starting something new and starting something fresh. And yes, it may take a couple of months to get there. Nobody said, everybody was like, oh my God, 2019 is going to be so much easier than 2018. As long as you're doing the work, it will be. There will be some very tough energies in 2019. Don't kid yourself that everything is just going to be smooth and go. When have things ever been smooth, right? When have the energies really, and this is a big, big year where we have a lot of planet positions in places where it hasn't been for since the 1500s. So nobody in this lifetime that where we're alive, nobody has felt this. Nobody has felt this kind of energy that we have right now. So don't kid yourself that it's going to be really, really super easy year, but don't break yourself down thinking that you're just doomed to be cursed, because you're not. Things are turning out really, really good as long as you're dealing with your karma and you're staying really humble about it. And I know you guys can do that. I mean, you guys are some of the greatest people I've ever known. I mean, you guys know I'm surrounded by Geminis, and I love the Gemini energy. It's fast-paced. It's really fun. It's hilarious. Drives me insane, but at the same time, I can't live without it. So you guys are coming into an excellent, excellent time. Be proud of yourselves. Be super, super proud of where you're coming from. All right, let's get the next 6-month energies. And again, if you want to get the extended, the links are in the description box below. You can go directly to my website and order it there. If you want to do the sun, moon, and rising, and Venus, or however you want to do that, because if you get all of those, you can kind of get a better idea of a whole picture of how your year is going to be. I suggest getting the playlist. It will be cheaper if you do it that way. Otherwise, individual videos are good as well. So there are 2 ways, Vimeo or on my website. July, we have the Hanged Man. August, we have the Fool. September is the Sun. Man, okay, so the second half of the year is already looking so much brighter. So much brighter after all these aha moments. So we have the Empress in October. November is the Lovers, and December is Justice. There you go. All right, guys. I love you. Thanks for your patience with this. I will either see you in the extended, or I will see you for February readings. Bye.